How much can I accomplish by living as a miner in Stardew Valley? Now, we all know we can earn money through a plethora of ways, whether it be through fishing, farming, or ranching, and etc. I want to see how far I can take my humble villager with only the profits gained through mining. The rules were pretty simple. 1. I could only gain profit through shipping and selling only mining relating things, such as gems, ores, bars, minerals, and you get the picture. Which meant 2. I was not allowed to sell anything else such as farm produce, obviously, but I'm allowed to grow and use them for food, quest, or the CC. And 3. To add a little bit of curveball and make things a little tad difficult, I'm not allowed to use the watering can. Maybe unless Ginger Island Volcano, but this playthrough must not be modded, purely vanilla, with no big exploits or cheats, such as clay farming, animation cancelling, and of the like. And as I'm a casual player that actually doesn't know how to do these kind of things. Now, the rules are out of the way, here are my goals. Number 1. Try to earn at least a net profit of 1 million gold. 2. Complete the community center. 3. Get married to Maru. 4. Beautify the farm. And 5. Have at least a couple of sheds with crystallariums in it. All clear? Great. Now let's get into it. First, a clean save file, and to fit the theme, we shall go with the hilltop farm. Day 1. These first few days will actually be sort of a prep day for me to find enough forageables for health and energy to head down into the mines later, as I cannot really do any of the conventional things you usually do in the start of the season, like farming for instance. So, I get my parsnips, completely useless actually as I cannot use my watering can, which I do regret later because if I did plant them, I'm sure it would rain enough for them to be harvestable. Anyways, after moving my bed closer to the door, I go out and clean out my farm. Objective here is to quickly go to the quarry on the farm and get some copper ore and wood, then make a couple of chests. Since I got my copper on the very first day, Clint would appear tomorrow and give the recipe for the furnace, which is the very first step into our mining life. After getting my chest down and chucking all my resources in it, I go around town and send a snap forest to gather forageables. Back on the farm, I get my very first geode, which is very important for me, as I will need a bunch of artifacts to unlock the sewer keys. As you have may predicted, since I cannot use my watering can, I need to buy iridium sprinklers from Krobus, which means I won't be able to plant produce for some time. Another source of sprinklers would be from the traveling cart, which I definitely need to check often as well, but Krobus has a guaranteed sprinkler once a week, and for those unaware, I can't craft my own sprinklers because I need farming level, but to gain farming levels, I need to harvest produce, but to harvest produce, I need to water the plants. You get the picture, right? Anywho, I decided to plant the rice shoots I got from the wormy spots. I thought they would be a good source of energy. I didn't know that rice was so bad. I mean, I love rice in real life, but after that, I headed off to bed and got foraging level 1. Now, until we get to the caves, the next couple of days were pretty much the same, so here's a quick overview. Day 2, as predicted, got the recipe from Clint, cleaned up the farm, made my very first furnace, smelt my first copper bar, and went to sleep and hit mining level 1. Day 3, clean up the farm, find forageables, head to the beach, get the rod, go to sleep and hit foraging level 2. Day 4, clean up the farm, plant some trees and sleep. Day 5, finally here we are, the actual life of the miner now begins. I raided my supplies of food, which consisted of 3 leeks, 3 dandelions, and 7 spring onions. Not too shabby. I also carried with me a chest, a furnace, and some coal so I could smelt while traversing through the mine floors. I realized how crappy of a weapon the broken sword was, as it did minuscule damage, and I also realized that I needed a bigger bag ASAP, as I needed to take so many more things with me. Around 1:50 PM, I got down to floor 5 and had about 17 copper ore. Barely anything really. Since there was an elevator, I went out, smelted my copper, put the surplus of resources in the chest and headed back down. Got lucky on floor 6 with an enemy crab that dropped a bomb and used it right away. And got a crab loot drop from another on the same floor. That's 1 CC item down. Now I was really unlucky on this floor as I had to waste so much energy finding the ladder, but eventually I got it, and after many spring onions later too. Around 8:20, I was around floor 8, but I decided to leave. I left the unnecessary loot in the chest for now and picked up my copper, coal, and furnace and headed back home to smelt there as well while I slept. I dreamt of mining rocks in my sleep, so I hit level 2 in mining. Day 6, I ran around trying to find some more forage and food in trash before heading back to the mines. Around 5:40, I got to level 10 and put on my very first boots. They were so comfortable that my shins felt protected. Magic. I progressed through the mine floors till floor 19, but there were too many bugs and I was afraid of dying that I quickly left. I really need a better weapon. Today's loot was a bit better, however, as I scored 46 copper ore, 8 quartz, 3 earth crystals and 8 coal. I also got myself an ancient seed, such a shame really as I can't start growing it immediately. I headed home, made another chest as my first one was getting filled, and decided to use this one for mining related purposes. I also made 2 more furnaces so I could smelt 3 bars at once. Day 7. As soon as I woke up, I headed directly to the mines and started another expedition. Around 11:50, I was already on floor 15, and at 7:40, I was down another 5 levels to floor 20. Finally, a better sword. I quickly replaced my crappy sword with the steel small sword and left the mines with 58 copper and some minerals. There was also not much things left in the chest in the mines, so I decided to make another trip to the mines to pick up the remainder of the items and organize them in the chests at home. I hit level 1 in combat, 3 in mining, and made 800 gold for my first profit. Woohoo! Day 8. As usual, I smelt some ores in the morning and went to the mines. Around 12:10, I got a club from the barrels on floor 24. I really contemplated if I should keep the club or the sword, but in the end, I just went with the sword, which I kinda regretted later. I reached floor 25 around 1:30 and had to leave around floor 27 because I had no energy or food. I saved the cherry bomb to blow up the entrance where the dwarf is and went back home. I harvested the rice, and this is when I realized how useless the unmilled rice was, and made 490 in profit from selling some gems. Day 9. I decided that I would spend today cracking the geodes open and donating them to the museum. While waiting for them to open, I spent some time in the mines. I was so into the rhythm of things that I lost track of time, and I went to floor 30 at 4 PM, which meant I couldn't visit Clint's to open my geodes anymore. Thankfully, Gunford's museum was still open, so I donated what I could and collected my rewards. Not that any of them were particularly helpful to me. I had on me about 1790 in cash, but completing Gunford's quest netted me 250 more, which meant I had enough to buy the bigger bag, which I really needed as mining in the mines meant a variety of resources, and I was hurting for some extra space. I went home, smelted my ores, and organized my chests, and got level 2 combat. Day 10. I packed my lunchbox of horseradishes and headed back to the mines. This will probably be a reoccurring sentence for some time. The mines part, not the lunchbox of radishes. I blazed the dark parts of the mines, and around 6 PM, I finally got to the frozen part of the mines on level 40. I got my slingshot from the chest and headed to town to visit the saloon to see if anyone was charitable enough to give me some money. Unfortunately, nobody wanted to, but I snagged the cup surprise from the trash cans. Really quite a surprise. At the end of the day, I made another 175 G. Nothing really, but still progress is progress. Day 11 was another day of foraging around the village in the morning, finding Robin's axe for a quick 250 G, then was back to the mines. I really love the ice part of the mines as the music here just hits differently for me. I freaking love it, so sad, nostalgic, and calming at the same time. This is probably the best soundtrack for me. The ice parts of the mines also has the best enemies in the games too. Dust sprites, because they drop coal and they make progress towards the burglar's ring quest. I'm able to hit floor 45 around 5:40 and I decided to call it a day. I hit mining level 4, gain about 1025 in profits from 15 copper bars, a frozen tear, and 2 quartz. Day 12 was a bad luck day, so I decided to take a break from the mines and headed over to Clint's to open my geodes. I decided to sell all the minerals and not donate them for now as I was hurting for money, as I needed 2000 to upgrade to a copper pickaxe. Since I didn't have my pickaxe, I spent the rest of the day deforesting Cindersnap Forest. Day 13 was Egg Festival Day. Normally this would be a day to save up and buy a bunch of strawberry seeds, but as a miner I didn't care for such things. I participated in the egg hunt and won with 13 eggs to my name. I put on my newly earned straw hat and felt a tingling sensation to wear a one-piece dress and find treasure, but decided against it and hit foraging level 3. Day 14, my copper pickaxe was finally ready, which meant I could head back to the mines to resume the grind. I waited outside Clint's till 9 as I had nothing better to do and headed back to the mines. I hit floor 50 around 5:30, upgraded my boots, and continued heading down. 5 hours later, I hit floor 55 and went back home with 65 iron ore, 14 copper, and some gems. Day 15 was salmon harvesting day, so I decided it would be a good source of energy and health. I foraged around for some berries, talked to the wizard, and made another trip to the mines. Around 4 PM, I got to floor 60 and got a crystal dagger. 5 hours later, it was down to 65, and I decided it was time to head home. I hit level 5 in mining and chose the miner profession as I needed a lot of ore. I also sold a bunch of stuff and made 2155 gold in profit. Day 16. Before heading over to the mines, I completed the spring forage bundle and made some progress for the exotic foraging bundle as well. I hit floor 70 and picked up a master slingshot around 240, floor 75 around 5 PM, and floor 80 around 9:30, which meant another upgrade in the boots. Satisfied with the progress, I went home, smelted my ores, and reached combat level 3. Day 17 was a good luck day. I received a letter from Ukraine from the Indie Masters asking me if I'm enjoying the video so far and hoping that I could subscribe and like the video, and comment my favorite part. And I received some cookies from mom, made an extra furnace, smelted the ores, organized my inventory, and headed down into the depths of the mines once more. Finally, time for some gold ore. I was really lucky with the ladders and got to level 85 around 12:30, but hit an infested floor at level 88. Since my weapons were not powerful enough, I decided to leave and be satisfied with the 53 golden ore that I had. When out of the cave, there was a leek that I wanted to grab, but it was in the way of Robin and she just destroyed it. Sad. On my way home, I gave Maru a salmon berry, but she was ungrateful. I could have given her the diamond, but it was just too precious for now. I spent the rest of the day foraging for some more berries, clearing out the farm quarry, and smelting the ores. I hit level 6 in mining and made about 4,595 gold in profit. Day 18, I gave Pam a daffodil for her birthday, sat next to it for 10 minutes, and left immediately to upgrade my pickaxe to a steel one. With no pickaxe, that meant just cutting down trees and smelting ores. Day 19 was also pretty much the same repeat of day 18, just smelting ores, chopping trees on the farm, and even around the bus stop. Day 20, my steel pickaxe was finally done, which meant I could once again head to the mines to make some profit. Since I had to head over to Clint's, I packed my food and geodes as well. With nothing better to do, I sat on the bench under the shade of the tree until 9 PM. I was also planning to upgrade my axe to a copper axe, but I realized I didn't bring any copper bars with me. Being too lazy to go back and get it, I got started on cracking my geodes. I donated what I could to the museum, gave Sebastian a daffodil because I didn't want it in my inventory, gave Linus a berry, and went back to the mines. I hit floor 90 around 6:50 and got a much needed upgrade in my weapon, as I got the obsidian sword, then spent the rest of the day farming dust sprites and iron ores. Day 21, I decided to make more progress once again by going deeper in the mines. Around floor 94, I nearly fainted as I got surrounded by red slimes, but was able to block the attacks with my sword and chow down my legs in the nick of time. I got some dark boots from Crowis' friends and put them on for the extra defense, and got a burglar shank from a black slime on floor 98 and fainted because of a red crab at floor 99. My future wifey, Maru, saved me, but I lost 3 bombs and over unimportant items in the process. Distraughted but comforted by Maru, I went home, petted my dog, and cried myself to sleep, which enabled me to level my combat to level 4. Day 22 was a bad luck day, and I didn't want to pass out and seem like a wuss again in front of Maru. I decided to stay home today and just clean up the farm. I cleaned up all the rocks around the farm quarry, and for the first time ever, took up my fishing rod out and headed out to fish, which in turn led me to level 1 in fishing. Day 23, I started the day with getting beer from Pam and then smelting the ores I had left over from the mines. Tomorrow was the flower festival, but since I had no one to go with and Maru was not interested in me, I decided in advance to skip it for the mines. I was able to reach 100 around 4:30 and got my hands on the very first iridium star, which was great because I had no real form of sustainable food yet, so the extra energy in the long run would really take me far. I decided to push my luck to go even further down, but ran into an infested floor at floor 104. With floor 105 being so close, I decided to tough it out and slay all the red slimes. After butchering the slimes, I reached floor 105 around 11 PM and quickly ran back home to call it a day. I was surprised with all the luck I had today, so I checked the TV to actually see if it was a bad luck day, which it was. With that aside, I got level 4 foraging, level 7 mining, and I chose the fighter for my level 5 combat profession. I also made a hefty 6,915 G in profit by selling some bars, quartz, and 2 diamonds. Day 24 was the flower festival day, but since I had no one to dance with, I just didn't go. Today was another bad luck day, but I decided to head to the mines anyways and get some levels down in the mines. Unfortunately, floor 106 was infested, but having nothing better to do, I decided to just kill the slimes and get some loot and combat experience. After some grind, I eventually made my way to floor 110 by 7 PM and netted myself the space boots. I pushed a little bit further, hoping to get to at least floor 115, avoiding some close calls here and there, but I reached 115 by 11 PM. Satisfied with the results, I smelted some ores, organized my chest, and sold some stuff for an additional 4,635 in the bank. Day 25, I got a letter from the Mouse Hatter, and I also got 500 G from Mom. Since money was still pretty tight, it was a pretty welcome sight. I decided today was the day I would complete the mines and reach floor level 120. Today seemed to be a little lucky as I got a diamond on floor 117 and an emerald on floor 118. And by 12 PM, I reached the end of the regular mines and picked up the Skull Cavern's key. However, since I didn't have the bus stop repaired yet and Pam still being a little bit jobless, that was the next mission on the agenda. To finance this, I needed a lot of money, so I cycled through floors 110 and 115 to pick up some extra gems and ores to sell for later. I repeated this until 11 PM and farmed some dust sprites for coal till 12:40 and ran back home with a bunch of loot. Day 26, I decided to take today easy and run some errands. I gathered some things to donate to the museum and a bunch of geodes to crack at Clint's. Before heading over to town, I checked the traveling cart for a sprinkler, which she didn't have unfortunately, but she did have a battery pack, which I bought as I needed a ton of batteries for crystallariums later. I also decided to buy a squid from the CC as well, as I still haven't really started the fishing bundles. I donated a bunch to the museum, getting a bunch of decorational rewards, and also the Dwarvish translation guide, as now I had donated the 4 scrolls. I went over to Clint's next and mistakenly clicked on upgrading my pickaxe to gold first without cracking the geodes. Such a stupid mistake. Oh well. I gave Pierre a salmon berry for his birthday, which he really wasn't fond of, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? Then I decorated my little tiny home with all the rewards I got from the museum. Since I had nothing better to do, I went to the CC to check the bundles and to see what items I still needed. Now, I didn't know you could just check this in your status inventory UI whenever you wanted, as the last time I played Stardew Valley, it didn't have this quality of life upgrade. I went to the beach next, collected some beach forage, hoed the ground for a glass shard, which I donated again to the museum, got a bunch of wood to repair the bridge on the beach, said hi to the marina, and donated the beach forage to the crab pot bundle. Unfortunately, I was still missing 2 items to complete it. I spent the rest of the day just chopping trees and clearing the farm. I also sold a bunch of stuff, netting me an additional 3,085 gold. Day 27 started off with Dimitris coming over and me adopting some friendly fruit bats. Now, usually I get mushrooms as I like having them to create potions for later, and also because they can be a good early source of energy and health. I decided against this for this run as I didn't see myself having the money to afford the trees. Since I didn't have my pickaxe today, I spent the rest of the days munching on the berries and deforesting the Snap forest. Day 28, the last day of spring, was when my gold pickaxe was done, so I decided to crack some geodes and upgrade my axe to bronze while I was there. After cracking the geodes open, I donated the new ones to the museums, collected my rewards, and forgot all about upgrading my axe. I went home, dropped off all the unnecessary items, couldn't be bothered to go back to Clint's, and just headed to the mines. I farmed some gold ore and some dust sprites till late and headed home with an abundance of loot. I reached level 5 in foraging, which I chose forager, and also level 8 in the mining. Just one more level and I can be able to build crystallariums. I also sold a bunch of loot for 5,580 gold. This concludes the very first season of Life as a Miner in Stardew Valley. I hope you enjoyed this video so far, and I would really appreciate it if you help the poor miner out by clicking the like and subscribe button. The best way to be notified for the next episode of this series is to be subscribed, so stay tuned for the next episode of Life as a Miner. This has been Recream of the Indie Masters. Have a great day, everyone.